Let's go ahead and break down this first fight. And opening up UFC Vegas 61, we have a couple of bangers. We got Randy Costa taking on Guido Cannetti. Randy Costa only 6-3. I feel like he's been in the UFC for a while, but he is 6-3 in his career. He's 2-3 in his last 5, and he's coming off 2 knockout losses in a row. Guido Cannetti, 9-6 overall, 2-3 in his last 5, and he's coming off his first win in 4 years. And Randy Costa's a pretty good striker. He's got some power. He's got some finishing ability. He is long for the weight class, and he uses that range pretty well with both kicks and punches. He throws everything with a ton of power, and he mixes strikes and his movements up well. He is listed at having a 100% takedown defense, but that's sort of a fake stat there because he's only ever defended one single takedown in the UFC. But he is at Sanford MMA, or spent some time there, so he's probably getting plenty of wrestling looks. He's coming off 2 bad striking losses in a row, despite his incredible 6.73 significant strikes landed per minute. He still somehow gets hit 8 times. He's landing almost 7 significant strikes per minute and being hit with 8. It's incredible. Guido Cannetti, he's seen a light at the end of the tunnel here. He's old. He's 43 years old, over 43 years old, but he did just get his first win in 4 years. It was a TKO, and he's competed in martial arts his entire life, everything from Kung Fu to Taekwondo. Style-wise, he is a striker. He moves well. He has nice kicks. He doesn't really have a ton of power, but he makes up for that with volume and movement. He does work in takedowns when he can, and honestly, he can still win some fights in this division despite his age. This is a tough fight. It should be an easy pick for Costa. I know on paper it's an easy pick. If you look at the odds, it's an easy pick, but you know, he's younger, right? He's got the volume, but the reality is Guido Cannetti's a pretty good fighter. Like, Guido Cannetti can still strike. He's still somewhat technical. His chin's not the best, but it's not miserable. So I'm not going to go with Guido here. I am going to go with Randy Costa. Guido has not shown his age, and we have a couple of fighters over 40 years old on this card that haven't really shown their age yet. Guido's one of them, but I do think this fight, he's going to start to look his age. He's going to look a little slower. He's going to wear the damage a lot more. Randy Costa's coming off that loss to Tony Kelly, which is not good. That is not a good loss. But Guido Cannetti's...
You were very high on Tony Kelly going in.
Yeah, and then look what happened. Look what happened. So it really made that just a trash loss. So anyway, Randy Costa is absolutely the pick. But, Guido Cannetti's not bad. I know people are going to love trash him here, but he's not bad. What do you think, Jakey boy? He was your lock of the week. He was your lock of the week.
He was my lock of the week, and a lot of, like, as I say, when I pick my lock of the weeks, a lot of it is the opponent. It's who they are fighting. And I knew that Chris Moutinho is not a UFC level fighter. I mean, that's no disrespect to Chris Moutinho. He's tough as shit, but being a heavy bag in an octagon does not make you a UFC level fighter. And Guido Cannetti, to his credit, is a UFC fighter. He can win in the UFC, and he is, somewhat talented, and the dude's a wild man. He knew going into that fight, and that was one of the easiest lock of the weeks of all time. Literally the most confident lock of the week, maybe ever, was his fight against Chris Moutinho. He knew that he could come in and do whatever he wanted in that fight. He was hands low, just throwing wild strikes. I just spit everywhere. Throwing wild strikes, heavy leg kicks, just laying everything into every strike, and was able to get that TKO on Chris Moutinho. Randy Costa, I mean, everyone's going to look at this and think he can do the same thing to Randy Costa because that's what the clown Tony Kelly did. But Tony Kelly, to his credit, it's actually can do it, a little bit more fluidly, right? He can get in your face. He can slip some shots. He can work some volume. Guido Cannetti is not going to do that. He's going to come in and just try to throw those big power shots. And Randy Costa should be more than capable of slipping those shots, getting respect early, and even putting Guido away, because I think Guido's going to come in a little bit too aggressive, I would say, and try to do the same thing he did to Chris Moutinho. I don't think it's going to work versus Randy Costa. Randy Costa is usually one of those guys that is the first-round guy, and he said going into that Tony Kelly guy, he was going to try to pace himself a little bit, and I think he was caught off guard a little bit by the Tony Kelly pressure. So I know a lot of people are going to see this fight. They're going to see the Guido early finish, the Tony Kelly early finish. They're going to put it together and be like, oh, Guido's going to win this fight. I think he gets steamrolled. Randy Costa is the much better fighter in this matchup. I just don't see that path to victory for Guido like he had against the non-UFC fighter in Chris Moutinho.
Yeah, listen, I'm with you. I think we're aligned. I have a little bit, I think a little higher of Guido Cannetti than you do, but I think we both, honestly, just aging on the side of youth here, because if they were the exact same age,
Well, you mentioned the other older fighters on the card. I think I feel the same way on every single one of those fights too. Like if they were closer to age, that it'd be much, much closer. So I still think this is going to be fireworks. I think this is going to be a first round firework fight. And obviously Guido throws hard, so anything can happen,
No, absolutely. If we're talking about DraftKings, I do think Randy Costa wins. I don't know, man. $9,200. It worries me a little bit. Randy Costa's coming off a couple of knockouts in a row. Like he's not, it's not like he's this banger that goes in there, slugs it out, and has an iron chin, and we're just waiting for it. He does not have an iron chin. And Guido Cannetti hits hard, and $9,200, a lot of money spent in DraftKings. What do you think?
Yeah, the worst thing that Costa could do, I think, is engage in that early firefight with Guido. That's what Guido's going to want. He's going to want to stand there and just throw bombs and hope that he lands one. I think Randy's got to play this safe, and if you're playing it safe, you're not going to score well in DraftKings. So I think if Randy Costa's going to win, it's not going to be a lot of points, and he could lose if he's getting too aggressive.
Yeah, I mean, frankly, it's a fist fight. Anybody could be knocked out at any moment, but we got to follow logic.
I've never been knocked out in a fist fight. I'll tell you that. So
it's easy if you've never been in a fist fight.
I've been in plenty.
You've never crashed an airplane?
I've been in more than zero.
Okay, I bet. Anyway, so many awful things just went through my mind to use as analogies.
Go ahead.
It's like,
Let's see it. Let's hear it. I'm ready.
Not trying to get canceled. The Monkey Knife Fight strike line. If you don't know what Monkey Knife Fight is, it's daily fantasy. All you need to do is say more or less on the strike line, and if you're right, you can triple your money. 48-36. And this is total strikes, not significant strikes. I actually think it's more. I think it's more and more. I think they go out at 36 is nothing. 48 for Randy Costa. Randy Costa is landing 7 a minute. So 48 is not much at all. Randy Costa is landing 7 significant strikes per minute. So 15 total. So I got to go with the more and more here in Monkey Knife Fight. What do you think?
It's probably the safer play.
Yeah, no, it certainly is. If you want to check that out, go to WeWantPicks.com/MKF. They will instantly match your deposit up to $100. You give them 50, they'll give you 50. Take the free money, play some of these lines. And if, speaking of free money, you want $50 for free, all you need to do is go to WeWantPicks.com/bets. Sign up with any one of the sportsbook partners, make a deposit, and I will send you $50 as a thank you for supporting us and our partners.